with the fire department. This evening, the Plainfield Municipal Council will conduct its budget deliberations for the 2021 calendar year operating budget. This session is scheduled for the fire department and the Department of Health and Social Services. We'll have the fire department go first. So Shep, no problems at all if you want to black your screen, and we'll get to you when we're done with the fire department. So, Fire Director Childress, good evening. Welcome.
Evening.
Thank you for being here today. Would you please begin with the presentation of your budget?
Yes. I'll start with a brief statement. Good evening, Mayor Mapp, council members, CBAC members, and the general public. I'm Director Childress, and tonight I'll be presenting the fire department's 2021 budget. But first, I would like to give you a brief overview of the fire department. The fire department is comprised of 105 brave men and women who tirelessly protect our city. And any and all accomplishments of the fire department are due to their hard work and their dedication. I'm only the director of the symphony. The fire department consists of 3 divisions: fire suppression, fire prevention, and Office of Emergency Management. We have a total of 103 professional, brave men and women on call with an overall budget of $10,874,917. This year, Mayor Mapp requested I dig deep and fine-tune the fire department's budget. The effects of COVID-19 pandemic have not only caused health crisis, but it's also caused a financial crisis. As such, we worked and succeeded in providing our services without an increase to the budget. The areas I will highlight are those which are of great concern, which was always of great concern. Overtime, which you can see has been slowly trending downward, while at the same time providing the same quality of service at all time, which at all times can be challenging. We have been slowly gaining momentum toward our optimum staffing, which is 109. We currently have 6 cadets in the academy, and we are still short 4 more, which is also challenging due to the balancing act of hiring and retirements, which almost never go hand in hand with the budget. Another area I highlight is the Office of Emergency Management, where you can see it has increased. This is due to our global pandemic. The role of emergency management within the city is to prepare, mitigate, respond, and recover from all citywide disasters, whether natural or man-made. In order to meet the desired and required demands of our residents, this line item has increased while still staying within our overall budget. Lastly, I would like to say that the fire department recognizes and truly values our residents as valuable customers. Therefore, I will always do the best to manage the fire department's budget in the best interest of our residents. I'll now take your questions.
Thank you. Let's start with Councilman McKenna.
Yeah, Director, thank you for the overview, Director Childress. How many retirements are you expecting this year?
There's about 2 people that can leave, but that doesn't mean that they're leaving.
Okay, so there's 2 that hit the number, but they haven't put in any papers yet.
Right.
Okay. So you could be short. You said you were short 4.
We're short 4 firefighters.
Okay.
The ones that can leave are officers, so that just means that you start funneling in from the bottom.
Okay, but then that makes you short towards the bottom, right?
Right.
So is it kind of safe to assume short 4 is short 4, just across the board?
Short 4 is short 4.
Okay, so you could be short 6 if those 2 guys pull the plug on themselves.
They pull the plug, or a variety of things happen sometimes, but yes.
Oh, God forbid that stuff. Now, real quickly on overtime, it did go down in 2019, but it went up in 2020, and you're asking for an increase over last year of about 70 grand, 69,000. So you'd mentioned that it was going down, but it went up last year.
I believe we asked for 695, correct?
So in 2019 it was 540,000 in overtime. In 2020 it was 626,000, and then this year you're asking for 690.
Right. Well, what you see last year, beginning of the year when COVID hit, we restricted everyone from going on vacation. So that's not a true number because for 3 months, not a soul went on vacation. So that's why the overtime was so low. Now that they can go on vacation, things will stabilize and people will get back. So if I tried to lower that number any lower, it would be a false number.
Okay, so
It's not accurate.
Okay, I'm good. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Councilman McKenna. We'll now move to Councilwoman Mills Ransom.
Good evening, Director Childress.
Good evening.
Like to compliment you on the comp time going down by 50% from 20K to 10K. I wanted to ask, what is the retirement pay, the 75K that's there for retirement pay?
That is there for if people have vacation or sick time that they get compensated for, what they have left on the books. And that money has been transferred to the general fund. So it's still there, but it's in the general fund.
Okay. And the other question was, I'm not sure of what your stationery printing and office supply line represents. It's approximately $10,000, but you can just tell me what kind of printing that happens in the fire department.
That's for all the stationery, the printers. If we bought desks out of that or any other supplies, just natural operating expenses.
Okay, so it's more like the paper for printing supplies, the printer, and the ink and stuff like that.
The ink, desks. We made a few changes here, so we needed to buy a desk. All those things come out of that line.
Okay, that's good because I don't know. I was looking at stationery and I was saying, how many letters are you writing? Okay, I'm finished. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, Councilwoman Welch, any questions for Director Childress?
Good evening, Director.
Good evening.
I would like to start off first with a thank you for your leadership, especially through COVID. I'm sure it was extremely challenging knowing that all of you still stayed out there and came in consistently with the crisis and lives truly being threatened. So I basically had the same question that Councilwoman Mills Ransom had in reference to the stationery, so it was already answered. And again, I will just finish mine off with a thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Councilwoman Davis.
Thank you. Director Childress, one, I appreciate in your goals and objectives talking about the development of fillable forms for the website. I think that's very important, especially when we want to have as much contactless processes as possible. So thank you for that. In looking at the goals and objectives for OEM, it seemed that most things were put on hold due to COVID, but can you discuss some of the accomplishments that you all were able to have during this global pandemic? Yeah, let's start there.
Okay. Some of the goals we were able to achieve was we moved the Bureau of Fire Prevention, which used to be on the second floor. We moved that downstairs to limit any other citizens having to come into the building to use that office. So we moved that downstairs, which also made it handicap accessible. So we accomplished that. We accomplished, as far as the REOK program and the drone program and things of that nature, the equipment was purchased, but not able to be put into place. So someone did ask that question. would it increase the budget? No, it's just a matter of us getting those things into place, getting the training, and then getting the programs, activated. So
Okay, I don't want to interrupt you. I did read over the goals and objectives. I was really focusing on the Office of Emergency Management. Like, what are some of the things they were able to accomplish? Because when I looked at those goals, it seemed that everything was on hold due to COVID.
Right.
But if you want to come back to that, that's fine.
Oh, no. So we did manage to keep the CERT team going, which is a Citizens Emergency Response Team. I believe we added one member to that. We're still working on the teen CERT team. We're continuing the membership drive. A lot of my CERT members are may have underlying conditions. So there's only so many situations that I could put them in safely, dealing with the public and going out. But we also handed out masks to the general public when this all began. We procured masks from various different places. We provided support to the Plainfield Rescue Squad, and participated in a bunch of other city programs.
Okay, that's fine. So the next question is acting pay. It seems that the fire department uses acting pay more than any other department or division in the city. So can you explain, just for the people who are watching, why that is? And a part A to that is, in 2020, despite the number of challenges that you all had, you were able to significantly cut down on using acting pay. Do you know what that is attested to? I know you said that people couldn't go on vacation for a while. Is that the reason why it was cut down so significantly?
Yes. Active pay is used when a firefighter replaces an officer. So since there was no officers going on vacation, there's no acting time. Now, there's times when we can use actors, or what we want to call interns, and there's sometimes we can't due to contractual things. So, but what you see is because there was no officers on vacation, so no one had to replace it.
Got you. Also, can you explain why the comp time line was so overspent? You budgeted for $10,000, but you used $30,000.
Because that all depends on if a person leaves and they have comp time, you have to pay them for them. So you never know when a person decides they're going to leave or they're going to retire. So if I got two people, I can just look at their comp time and see what they have. But when it comes time to pay out, I have to pay them what they're owed.
Okay, so between the terminations and the retirements, those were all payouts.
Payouts. That's what the comp time is for. Yes. Or if a person earned comp time or earned comp time also. So if you worked overtime and you took comp time instead, then you get paid. You can get paid for it at the end of the year.
Okay, thank you. Those are all my questions.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks. Councilman Good, any questions for Director?
Director Childress, good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Like I always say, by the time it gets down to almost the last two people, most of the questions have been asked. Councilwoman Davis and Councilwoman Mills Ransom each one of them asked one of my questions. But I have the privilege of being the committee chair for the fire division. So you and I, we talk a lot. We don't talk numbers, but we talk, as far as the committee is concerned. So I do appreciate some of the information that you have given to me at the committee. And I have to say that my compliments to you and the fire division, because you've been given the task that all the other divisions in the city have been given to adjust to COVID-19. And you've done a very good job of the adjustments that you've made in the firehouses and the way all of your crew has adjusted to those changes. So that being said, thank you for all that you do. I tell you this all year round, so it's nothing new for you to hear that from me. We appreciate you. Thank you, sir. That's all, Council President.
Thank you. Finance Chair. Correct.
Good evening, Director Childress. First, I want to say thank you and thank the department for all that you do and all that you've done. I know during the pandemic. I saw you and your fellow department guys out supporting the city's effort to make sure residents had the things they needed during this time of COVID. And that was, you know, something that you guys did, and did it with a smile under your mask. And I just want to thank you for that. I don't really have any questions because I see what you do, and what you do speaks for itself. So just thank you for everything you do.
Thank you.
Director Childress, also thank you for me. Thank all the men and women on your force. They've been doing a great job for our city. We're fortunate to have them. Professional men and women at every instance that I've had the opportunity to cross paths with anyone there. Just a couple questions. So I know in light of the pandemic, you changed your certificate or your fire inspection for home sales process. Can you just describe that a little bit and give the reasoning why that you're not doing in-person fire inspections?
Okay, that actually came from the Division of Fire Safety down to us, restricting us from going out and doing in-person inspections. So the residents were allowed to take pictures and submit them to us as part of their inspection. So that's why that was done.
Okay. Can you just describe the Division of Fire Safety, the hierarchy?
Yeah, that's from the state Division of Fire Safety and Training.
Okay, so that's being done statewide. It's not just us, but they've been asking.
Right. They put the mandate out that there would be no in-person inspections, and that they could take pictures in lieu of that.
Okay. So how has that been working for the staff? Has it been something that's been
it's been challenging for the staff and the residents, making sure they take the pictures correctly or having to print them out and things of that nature. But, you know, unfortunately, that's the process. The state has released some restrictions. So we will be starting back, I believe, May 1st, doing in-person inspections.
Okay. All right, good to know. Okay. Has it slowed down any? I mean, I know that there's still quite a bit of real estate transactions going on in the city. So comparatively, have you still done the same amount of picture inspections?
Actually, even more.
More
Than the norm.
So is it an option, or would you entertain continuing that process or some hybrid of that process as you move forward? Is this something we should embrace in the future, or is it best to just go in person if we can?
It's best to go in person. But if COVID or any other pandemic should happen, we have that process already, down, so we can just transition back over again.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Well, it's hard to really scrutinize a budget that is even tighter than the one that we approved last year. So I do appreciate you looking closely at it to see where you can tighten up, where you could eliminate, and I don't have any much more to say, but thank you to the men and women.
Thank you.
Okay. So this time, we'll need to go to CBAC. We'll have CBAC answer questions after we get through the Department of Health and Social Services. All right. So Director Brown, you available? How are you today, sir?
I'm well, sir. How are you today?
Stuff goes in objectives. I mean, did I answer CBAC's questions yet?
Well, do you want to do that now?
Yeah, I can finish her.
Let's go out of time. I think we should just do CBAC because it probably we'll see if CBAC has any questions. That way I can let you go through it.
Their questions already submitted, so I have the answers to them.
All right, great.
Good.
Good evening. The question from CBEC.
Good evening. One of the questions was, can you explain the Are You OK program? Okay. The Are You OK program was a program that a lot of fire departments do around the country as community initiatives. We've done it in the past years ago, and then we stopped because of the program itself stopped working. So now we wanted to start it back up. We couldn't because of COVID. What the program is seniors sign up to the program. We put their number into a dialer system. That program dials the senior citizen. At that point, if they don't answer, the machine dials back again in 15 minutes or so, whatever time we set. And at that point, it lets us know that that person needs to be checked on. So at that point, we will come out, or we will send someone out to do a welfare check. In the past, we found seniors that were down and hurt and couldn't help themselves, and or other. But it was very good program before. Unfortunately, we're still taking our time with it because of COVID. The next question was, can you provide some examples of human resource issues that you're looking to resolve, and what resources you would need to accomplish this goal? I need a little bit more information on that.
Director Childress, that was actually in your goals.
Okay. When you say human, my resource. Okay, I will come back to that one.
Yeah, it was in your goals.
Okay, we'll come back to that. The other one was, is there any efficiency that can be realized by adopting the camera system the police department uses in their vehicles? So we're looking to put cameras inside of the vehicles that would document accidents. We've had, a few accidents that, those trucks are very high priced tickets. The repairs are very costly. So we want to be able to document, the accidents, how they happened, who was at fault, and we can use those as training aids to make sure it doesn't happen again. So that's where it provides efficiency. Next one was, how many of your 2020 goals were on hold due to COVID? Is the funds for those budget items still available? Those are additional funding requested. No, those items are within the budget. The portable showers. We believe the portable shower and restroom program is a wonderful idea, but would it be stationary or mobile unit? We haven't decided that yet. Most likely mobile. And even if it was stationary, it's on what they call a skid, so we can move it around town. It's just more cumbersome to move. But yes, it would be one or the other. The other question was, would it fall under existing insurance policy, or would we need to purchase additional insurance? I'm pretty sure that, like any other vehicles within the city, it would add to the city's insurance policy, with some costs added to that. We don't know that exact cost because we haven't got the exact specs for the trailer. How soon do you anticipate having the Bureau of Fire Prevention fees and/or permits online? And can fees and appointments for fire inspections be combined with certificate of inspection? Okay, so the forms are online. They are fillable now. You can print them if you would like, or you can fill it out online. The all-pay system has not been connected yet, though, so you can't pay online, and you can't make appointments online. That part we haven't completed yet. And as far as combining with the certificate of CO, we don't, we can't control what the other departments do and what time they make their appointments for the CO. So it will be quite hard to make sure they happen all on the exact same day. So that's probably something that would take be a little bit more challenging to make happen. Mobile communications. Under mobile communications, what is driving the increase of 55%? So we now have Wi-Fi in all 3 firehouses. Unfortunately, these buildings never had Wi-Fi. We now have Wi-Fi, and we have mobile data systems. So that's what the increase is for. Now have Wi-Fi in all 3 firehouses where we never had it before. Next question is turnout gear. Can you explain the difference in the 2020 budget appropriated in the actual? So some years ago, we needed turnout gear, but the cost of the turnout gear is close to $500,000. So we decided to spread it out over the course of the coming years. So each year we tried to allocate around $80,000 to $90,000 for turnout gear. Last year, the budget was significantly reduced, and we took from that line item. Once we realized that we had funds that were saved from overtime, we were able to transfer money to that line item, purchase the gear for new guys, and purchase some second sets for guys that are already here that is required. And I believe that's it.
There actually is one question about
The retirement.
Yes, there was no money allocated for retirement.
Right. That money is actually in the general fund. So the money is actually there, but it's been put into the general fund. So if someone does retire, they will receive their compensation. And the question that I didn't answer, I will get back to you on that question.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Actually, Council President, I could probably shed light. Director, it was related to the Rogers study, group study recommendations, that HR point.
For CBAC's question, you mean?
Yeah, that HR or human resources issues, it was related in your goals to the continuing the Rogers group study recommendations.
Right. Yeah, I'll research that and get back to her.
Thank you. Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much, Director Childress. You can go black or exit the meeting.
Okay.